Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Camping with Coleman. And as you guys probably saw in the intro there, I am building another scale garage. If you guys have been following on my Instagram and my Facebook, you probably already knew that. But I haven't done any videos of it really just yet because, I don't know. I don't really know. I just kind of went to town on it. I'm not done yet. I'm nowhere near done. And sorry I'm not using a tripod today, guys. I just wanted to kind of shoot this real quick like a vlog. I'm going to be doing something. If you guys are interested, I'm going to do like a how-to series on how to build these scale garages, because I keep getting a lot of people hitting me up on Facebook and on Instagram wanting to know how I do all this stuff. And really it's not hard at all. It's really easy, and I'm not even the best at it. I mean, there's guys out there that are way, way better than me at this. But I do everything on a budget, which is kind of helpful. And I mean a real tight budget, and I also like to just make use of what I have laying around. So if you guys want, I can show you how I do it. Matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and show you right now kind of the things I use. And I know we went over this once before with the TGN garage, but I kind of want to go back through and do this again based on the fact that this garage is for me. So I'm going to do different things. I'll be able to try different stuff. I'm not worried about it turning out bad or something going bad because it's for me. It's not for a sponsor. So that kind of opens it up so I can play with it, you know, play with ideas and stuff. And what I want to do is kind of show you guys how I do my aging. And oh, sorry, phone's going off in the background. Should have left that in the other room. Show you how I do my aging and just all the different things I do. So first things first, let's start with how I even build a scale garage. I like to build things so I can take videos and pictures. You know, that's the whole goal with me, is I wanted to accent what I'm already doing. So if I can't put a truck in there and take pictures of it and have it look cool, then there's really not much point for me. So the first thing I do is I get foam board, like what you see here. I'm going to turn the camera around. Alright, so foam board, and as you can see, my fingers are all covered with glue and paint and stuff already. This is, I don't know the size or anything, that's all I got on there. Foam board, some Adams Plastics in Michigan. I cut the label in half. Anyways, it's just some small, maybe like 1/4 inch thick, maybe not even 1/4 inch thick, foam board. It's like what you would make an airplane out of, basically. Super lightweight, and on its own is not that strong. As you can see, I can bend it, increase it, right? It's not all that strong. So some of you are probably wondering, why would I want to build a scale garage? I'm going to put a 14-15 pound truck in out of foam board. That makes no sense. Well, what I'm going to wind up doing is putting a what is that called, like an MDF or something board base underneath it, and this is just black foam board for the base right here, just because I had a piece laying around. But I'll wind up putting a wooden base under it too, because I do want to be able to move it around different places and different things. But honestly, the last one didn't have a wooden base under it, and it held up just fine, even with the truck in it. So what I do is I'll take these foam boards, and then I'll take, let me grab it over here. I'll take this. Is foam safe CA glue, if you guys can see that there. Boom, gap filling glue, but see how it says 100% foam safe? Yeah, so I use foam safe CA glue, and what I'll do is I will line the edges of it or whatever and glue it together with foam safe CA glue, right? After I get glued together, and this is, you know, only for me. I'm going for what is that called, like the concrete look with this. I wanted a concrete type shop, right? So it works really good for me. On the back one over here, you can see I actually went through, and what I did was kind of ripped up the edges. Here, let me zoom in on that. There you go. To make it look like the bottom of a concrete wall, how it's all broken up, you know. So I mean, it's cool. It's easy to work with. You can just, all I did there was just kind of like rubbed stuff along the edges till it got rough. Kind of scrape the side off, you know, the file. And so you'll glue it together, and then what you do is you take pins. Let's see if I have one sitting out here. So there's one right there. So then you'll take these little pins right here, and I will actually insert those straight in there and then in through to the other one. So like over here, you can see I got a pin right there. I'll run a pin straight in through there and it'll go inside, and that just gives it some more structure. Alright, so then you get your base, and I'll do 2 sides. So I'll do the back side, you know, like, because if this was a shop, the garage door would be right here opening up, and this would be a wall. That's the back side. So the car would park right here in the middle. And so what I do to keep it open for pictures, a lot of people, what they do is they make it 3 sides and then they pull the car straight in. But then for me, that doesn't work because I can't get the pictures and stuff from the front. I need to get that. So what I do is just the 2 walls for now with the floor, and then I'll wind up doing a ceiling that goes above everything as well. And then that'll allow me to do all the lighting, get the walls, still have some, you know, like good angles for cameras and things like that. And yeah, that's probably how I'll wind up doing it. So then after that, I take hammered paint and I go through and I paint it all up with this stuff. And I already touched on this in my other one, so if you guys want to hear more about all this stuff, you can always watch my other video too. But I just use Rust-Oleum hammered paint because it gives it kind of like a whatever that's called, like a orange peel sort of effect, you know, like it gets layers, or like it divots in it and stuff. And to me, that kind of looks like scale concrete finish. I don't know, I like it. And then I go over it with a clear coat just to make it, you know, a little bit more reflective. And it's nothing special. I mean, you guys can see it's nothing like, I don't know. I still haven't aged it, so eventually it's going to wind up looking, you know, all gross. It'll have like oil spots and everything all over it. So then after that, I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the second story. Just cut the foam board to whatever length you need it to be, use the super glue and the pins, put it together, and then I start doing all the reinforcements. So these right here, these are just wooden dowels that I just cut to length and use those. And because this is an old garage, I tend to do things all based off of old stuff, so I don't have to be 100% true, because I am OCD and it would drive me nuts to try to make something nice and clean and have it be crooked or something. So anyways, what I wind up doing is like this in the corner. Every shop I've ever been in has a heater of some kind, and just to add realism, I want it to be moving and doing something. So I put a fan in there, and here's the wires for the fan, and there's also a red light in there, so it'll light up red. And the box is just made out of styrene. I just take the styrene and cut it all up. I had somebody ask me, I got this little box under here, and I'm going to show you guys how ghetto I am here. Alright, this is, I don't have some fancy rack with styrene sheets on it and hobby shop selection. I have this thing. This is just an old Tupperware thing I got, and I've had it for years and years. It's all broken on one side. Look at this. Busted. And I don't really care. I just use it to stuff my plastic. And anytime I see plastic and things like that, or have left over, whatever, I like to stick it in here. So I have it. And I'll buy these sheets of styrene, stuff like this, right here. And I had somebody, I think it was Jeremy Dre, asking me on Facebook what size I use, and you know what? I never got back to him on there, and I apologize for that, Jeremy, but I realized that I don't really have any specific size. I mean, I don't even know what this is. This is 25 millimeter, yeah, I don't even know, what is it, 10, I don't even know what that stands for, because I'm not that literate, I guess. I have no clue. 0.010 inches, there we go. So yeah, I don't really know what size I use. I use whatever feels like it looks right. So I'll just go buy a couple of sheets of this and a couple of sheets of that. If I need something with more structure, I'll get the thicker stuff. If I need something that I can bend and mold around things, I get the really thin stuff like this that I can just do that with, because then I can shape things with it. And then I like to get the corner pieces like L-beams, and like there's a quarter round right there, there's an L-beam. I like to get stuff like that for doing corners and things like that, maybe putting edges on something, who knows. And then for the wood, I just use these packs of balsa, which you can get like almost anywhere, like Michael's or something, for like $10. You know, it's just scrap chunks. And that's how I make all this other stuff up here. Which is really, it's just glued together. I just start cutting pieces with scissors or with my X-Acto knife, and I glue it together. And we'll go over all the scale accessories I've got in the next video. I've got tons of stuff to show you guys. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of how I start my structural support for all the, you know, whatever you want to call this, the conduit and stuff like that. I will use aluminum stock, just hollow aluminum stock, or I will use the styrene hollow tubing. It just works good. It's easy to work with. And to paint everything up, start getting the aging like you guys see on here, which I've just started, which is why it's so blotchy and obvious. But it will get better. Like this, I've already gotten pretty far on this down here. See if this will... Yeah, see that? Underneath the cowrc mat, you can see that table is pretty beat up. And the same with the flooring up here. I already did this flooring up here. So, you know, it's, as you can see, it's a process. I do like the greater detail first, and then I'll kind of mud it out, so to speak, like blur it out. And what I do is I'll use these 3 paint pens right here. Same ones I used on the last one, the Testors weathering paint pens. They're Create FX line or whatever it's called. And then after I get it all on there, I'll use this Plastruck plastic weld to get it to kind of, what is that called? It kind of like cracks and bleeds and spreads into everything. And that's really all I use to age, are those 3 things right there for the most part. Yeah, so if you guys have any more questions, let me know. And I'll throw together a more professional video of this stuff for you guys. I just want to do a real quick update because I'm on the Scale Builders Guild now. I'm going to start posting pictures up on the forum. I've been posting pictures up on my Instagram and on my Facebook, so I wanted to show you guys what I'm working on here. And yeah, I'll be back with another video here in just a couple of days for you guys. And again, if you want to see some more stuff, more detail, more how-tos, things like that on here, I can actually go into detail if you really want me to. I'm not sure if you guys really want to see all that or not, or if you just want to see the finished product. Alright, anyways, you guys, I hope you're having a good day, and I'll get at you soon. Alright, peace and chick grease.